Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Devil's Digest game preview as Arizona State gets set to head up to Manhattan, Kansas to take on number 16 Kansas State. As always, my name is Justin Lester Trusted. That's publisher Hode Urbino. And Hode for Arizona State now going up against the number 16 team in the country. 9-point underdogs, potentially the biggest margin for this team all season long. Do you think this is sort of an opportunity for ASU to tap back into that underdog mindset, put that UCF win in the rearview mirror, and come out here with a chip on their shoulder?
I do agree, Justin. I really think that when you're such a heavy underdog against a team that is, like you said, top 20 in the country, you definitely forget about what have you done for me lately, even though I think this sport is all about what have you done for me lately. But I think that when it comes to Kenny Dillingham and mentioning that underdog, he said the other day that he mentioned maybe 3 times so far this season about ASU being picked dead last in the Big 12 media preseason poll. And I believe in that. He didn't really harp on it too much. Whether the players mentioned it more than him, that really might be a different story. But I remember like Kenny Dillingham saying all year long that this is a team of quote unquote misfits, that all these transfers that are flourishing here are players that their previous teams didn't want anything to do with them. So maybe that underdog mentality is something that I'm not saying is the most significant element in ASU's success so far, but I think it definitely did play a part. So for ASU players and coaches to see them being a touchdown plus underdog, I think that is something that definitely can motivate them in the right way. I also feel that the fact that they were able to get their first Big 12 road win just a couple weeks ago at Oklahoma State, maybe doesn't take that monkey off the back, but I think just one less thing for people outside the program or even inside the program to wonder, can ASU win on the road against a Big 12 foe? Make no mistake about it, Oklahoma State and Kansas State are the polar opposites in terms of the talent and the overall capabilities of the respective teams. But nonetheless, I just feel that if there was something for ASU to prove in that manner of winning away from Tempe and winning a Big 12 contest, I think they were able to really accomplish that. I know Kenny Dillingham talked about the other week of ASU playing just with house money after they won that game at Oklahoma State, being bowl eligible. Obviously, with 7 wins right now, it's not so much being bowl eligible. You're going to a bowl, period. Now it's just a matter of really how how prestigious of a bowl you're actually going to go to attend. And I think that ASU just really playing, as Ken Dillingham said, with that house money, just going out there and just really playing their game, not really thinking or pondering and all kinds of scenarios, I think can definitely help Arizona State, not only this week, but also in weeks to come.
Yeah, and this Wildcat offense is one of the better ones in the entire Big 12. And it feels like we say this every single week, but DJ Giddens, one of the better running backs in the entire conference. So ASU going to have its hands full on the ground. And then Avery Johnson, some modest passing numbers, but definitely a lot of touchdowns under his belt this year. How do you think ASU could sort of limit that firepower in this game?
I think that ASU defensive coordinator Brian Ward just said the other day, we're going to have our hands full, and I think he's absolutely right. Yes, another stud running back that ASU is going to face. I think maybe the last stud running back compared to what ASU is going to match up with against BYU and Arizona in the weeks to come. But nonetheless, we saw maybe, I think, the best running back last week in DJ Harvey, and obviously ASU was able to contain him in the fourth quarter, but definitely had a lot of problems earlier in the game, especially in that third quarter. DJ Giddens is a running back in the top 5, both in rushing yards and all-purpose yards. So maybe their version of Cam Scadaboo, if you will. So I definitely feel that ASU, just like any other team that does face Kansas State, is going to crowd the line of scrimmage and make sure that they can take away that running game. And Avery Johnson is definitely a big part of that running game. And even though he's a dual threat quarterback, I do feel that he is someone that if you contain in the pocket, you can definitely cause more problems for the passing game than really let him operate off platform. He only averages 210 passing yards. So it's pretty evident that the running game is really what dictates, for good or for bad, how successful the Kansas State offense is going to be on any given Saturday. I feel that if they do crowd the line of scrimmage, which by default should slow down the running game, and also by default really should contain a very mobile quarterback like Avery Johnson, who again does much better outside the pocket than it does being contained to the pocket. That's really going to be a recipe of success for ASU on this side of the ball. It's not that any other team out there facing Kansas State didn't try to do the same exact thing. And when we look at a team that already has 7 wins under its belt, they have shown that they're able to really negate that scheme that maybe even a copycat from each and every team very, very well. So again, Brian Ward said they're going to have their hands full, and I definitely feel that that's going to be the case. Very talented running back, also a very talented quarterback. We'll see how it all shakes out.
Yeah, Hoden, linebacker Keyshawn Elliott will be back for ASU, so big ad for that department. And running back Cam Scadaboo is also back this week against K-State. But the Wildcats, the best run defense in the entire Big 12, but conversely, not the best passing defense. So ASU might have to win this one in the air.
Yeah, I really feel that way. Having Cam Scadaboo back in the offense can definitely do wonders. We saw the effect that it did have, the adverse effect, I should say, it had on ASU last week against UCF. And UCF, by the way, also had one of the best run defenses in the Big 12. So maybe not great timing for Cam Scadaboo to come back against a very, very good run defense, and also playing on the road to boot. But yeah, I do agree that the passing game is really going to have to shoulder more of the load. And you look at the UCF win, and not taking anything away from what Sam Levitt and the wide receivers did in that game, but it was a game that didn't have gaudy numbers when it comes to the passing game, and you still had both a touchdown on defense and a touchdown on special teams that really was able to put you over the top on the day that the running back was struggling quite a bit. I think the burden of proof for this ASU offense is, can the passing game, maybe in a game like this, where they're really going to be called upon to be moving the chains more than the ground attack, are they really up to that? That's something that is going to be a huge question mark. We did see some contributions from other receivers, not named Jordan Tyson or not named Shaman Mateer, the tight end. We'll see if that trend is able to continue. But I do agree that I would be quite surprised, win or lose, if Arizona State has much more success on the ground than they actually do in the air. And it would be great to see this passing game really step up, especially if the ground attack is going to have a lot of difficulties again against a very, very stout Wildcat unit.
Yeah, and Arizona State right now coming into this game 7-2. Seems like this team has been knocking on that top 25 window for weeks now, and a win over number 16 K-State should surely cement their spot in that ranking. So what do you think the likelihood is that ASU goes on the road, wins their second road game in a row, and beats one of the better teams in the entire country?
Well, I know myself and a lot of other people, when we saw the schedule of this mid-November game in Manhattan, Kansas, we thought this is going to be the Big 12 version of all those mid-November night games in Corvallis against Oregon State, where it's just crappy weather, just a really bad vibe the minute you get into the stadium. But I think that ASU definitely caught a break. I think throughout the game it's supposed to be in the mid-50s, no chance of rain, let alone snow. Maybe that's something that can help ASU. What ASU did not catch a break is that Kansas State, not only coming off a bye week, but they lost a game to Houston right before the bye week. And this is a game that I think a lot of fans were already thinking may have really doomed them in being able to be part of the Big 12 championship game. Kansas State is a team that was actually picked number 2 by that preseason media poll. And not that they're having a bad season, their other loss was to undefeated BYU. But nonetheless, I think it's a team that really has high aspirations. So they're coming plenty angry and plenty motivated, playing in a stadium that they have not lost yet this year. I think that ASU, not necessarily running into a buzzsaw, but I think they're running into a very tough situation. One of the best teams in the Big 12 that does play well at home, that does play very well against the run. I think that the odds are stacked against ASU. I think the game might be just a little closer than the odds makers in Las Vegas are thinking, but I'm picking Kansas State to win 26-21.
Well, thank you, Hode, for all your insight. A big game for ASU up in Manhattan, Kansas. So to stay tuned on all the coverage, go to DevilsDigest.com. All Devils Digest on Twitter @DevilsDigest. We'll talk to you guys after the game. Thanks for watching.